All right. Hey, welcome everyone to tonight's training slash demo. Welcome. You're not gonna watch me big screen. That would be awful. I understand. So I'm gonna bring up my little slide presentation here. But welcome everyone. Let's see. Anyone commenting in the chat here? Chat chat should be on. If you're on YouTube, you should be able to little chat down there. But if not, that's fine. I'm gonna not hold it against you. But we're gonna get started in just about 2 seconds here. Make sure everything. Yep, it's fine. Yep, awesome. From Australia, awesome. Hello. I mean, you got to show. Come on now. Welcome to the show. Here we got. I brought the area stuff. Sweet. Someone's already purchased this. Sweetness. So, I'm not going to throw everything up. So let's just get started. We've got so much to cover. I'm so excited about this, and being the creator of it, and you'll hear my history, why I created this, and how long I've been working on it. So, hey, welcome everyone. As people are still joining, New Jersey, Colorado, yeah, sweet Orlando. So no one's got Australia beat. I'm just saying, Aussies are in the house. So, but this is called area study or area intelligence, depending on who you're training from. But we're going to break this down to civilians, what me and you want to do and should do. So, who am I? Always start out with this. I'm former military, but I honestly didn't have anything to do with like area study or intelligence. I mean, hey, come on, seriously. No, I'm just kidding. I'm former webmaster of Nations Bank and Bank of America. I founded a company called Broadband Avenue. We built 5 internet data centers before we sold it in 2004. I'm a survival instructor, a Krav Maga instructor, NRA instructor. I've been a survival retreat consultant for over 18 years. I'm a ham radio licensed general class citizen there. Krav Maga, I have that again. Sweet. I really wanted you to know that. So don't mess with. I'm just kidding. Speaker, educator, podcast. I do 2 podcasts, Privacy Freedom and the Prepping Academy. We just posted a podcast. Well, it's going to be posted tomorrow morning. And that would be my Patrick from PrepperNet created one, and it's called Preppers Will Starve. And I'm like, I haven't even listened to it yet. So I'll listen to it when you guys listen to it tomorrow. I've created 2 startup incubators where we help businesses raise capital, get fund. Like see positions for their board, help them with their business plan, every aspect of it. We help, and some major companies came out of the 2 that we created. Taking a company public, I own a company called Gray Man Protections, which is a privacy and security company. And then I own a company called Garvin Academy, and I'm the founder of PrepperNet. There's my family, and so my daughter brought it seemed like 20 girls home. It was spring break. They're gone. So let's keep going here. Most people think, we're going to talk about area study maps and area study analysis tonight, but most people think they know their area. So a few questions for you. Do you know your neighbors' values, their skills, their resources? Do you know the way they voted? Do you know the nearest water source without going to a house? Or maybe without even going to a pond? Because that's where everyone comes together. Someone just asked if I bought something. I did 8 years ago and sold it 4 years ago. So, yeah. So I've been long gone from that. How about medical training? do you know your neighbors that maybe have like, skills in medical? Do you know where food and hardware stores and fuel points are? Who owns full drives in your neighborhood? How about like high ground so you can do, ham radio, or maybe catch a signal from a radio that's far away, and you need to have some high ground and the trees and landscape not block. Do you know where wood piles, brick piles? Well, do you know where all this stuff is in your neighborhood? And you may go, yeah, I do. But just know that when stress hits, a lot of times you don't remember everything. So what is an area study? And well, area study was first created by the United States Army and the United States Intelligence Agency. Back then it was called the OSS. I didn't even know that. It's now the CIA. But they came up with this way to do an area study. They would look at the terrain, infrastructure, population, resources, transportation, and threats before they would go into a region. I mean, it would be great, if we're going to Venezuela, to know what, the language, where the resources, everything we need to know there. So when we get there, we're not working blindly. And that's exactly what an area study is. It was really created by the intelligence agency and by the military. Well, how do we bring that to like someone with a preparedness like mine, like us? So military intelligence profile of a geographical area so they can use it for their operations. So when they go down and, I don't know, we're in a war, if we know they have fuel over here and they have, all this stuff, if we know that could help us plan or help them plan as they go in. And so they've been doing this for over 70 years or so. So what is an area study map? If an area study is the research of an area and the analysis of an area study map displays that on a map so you can see it. It's a way for commanders to just look and see where everything is, where their tanks, their troops, and everything was. They created this, and that's what they used it for. So an area study map is the visual product created from the area study. So in the map is the visual of the analysis, numbers and data points and all this stuff. It turns information into a tactical picture. So what about for preppers and for people preparedness like us? We're not looking for tanks and bombs and all this kind of stuff. How can that help us? So a prepper area study map is a tool used to analyze your local area so you can survive and make better decisions during emergencies. It focuses on preparedness and helping you understand your environment, the risk, and the available resources. There's resources probably within your neighborhood, probably behind someone's house, probably people in your neighborhood. And if you don't remember or write these down, when stress and pressure and you need to make decisions quickly, sometimes you might not be making the best decision if you can't see all the resources and know all the people that are around you. So I think this is a good idea to do for everyone to do, not only for your home area, but also for your work area or your parents, wherever you could get stuck in maybe a grid down or STH. So why an area study? It will increase survivability. The more you know your area, your survivability rate goes up. I mean, that's just common sense. Number 2, develops realistic expectations for the future. So if you know what's around you, like if you're in Las Vegas and power goes out and you're looking around for some water, you're going to go, uh-oh, I did my area study map. Water's like 8 miles that way. All of a sudden that could cause a problem. So now you at least know your expectations of where you can find water. Or you can find a pool or something like that, probably. So help us anticipate future events. And we're going to go through some scenarios. This is going to be so clear, I hope, after what I've put together tonight. about the reasons why, the information. Then I'm going to show you the most incredible demo. It's going to be a fun night. I really been looking forward to this, to be honest, really have. So it helps you anticipate future events. So let's look at this data. Does this data make any sense to you? This is a lot of data. This is it. Actually, I'm going to tell you what some of their dates, their number of troops, there's temperatures, there are major sections of a route here. There's the direction they were going. This is nothing but data. And you're like, I can't make sense of this. And so this is data in your neighborhood right now. It's there. But if you can't see where it is and map it out, it's kind of visually hard to see it. So let's look to see what this data actually builds. This data actually all this data points are the same data points on this map. This is Napoleon's march to Moscow. As you can see, he's over on the left, how many people he started with. You can see as he's going to Moscow, how he's losing people. The data is losing people every time he goes, every time, even the black line, which is a retreat line or coming back, you can see every time he crosses a river, he loses like half his people. And you can see the temperature, you can see the timeline, you can see the number of people. And this takes all that data, and now you can see, well, dang, he didn't lose anyone in Moscow. He went there, had a little teeny battle, turned around, and he lost people going to the battle and coming from the battle. And you can visually see that with the temperatures, everything, the timeline and everything. That's what data visualization does. That's what we want to do with your neighborhood. And here, what points do you see? You see the army size, the location, the direction of movement, the temperature, time and date, and distance travel. All that information was on that number page. You can literally virtually see that, or not virtually, you can actually see that in this diagram. This was put together in 1869, actually, and it's called data visualization. I did some of the first for our bank, for Nations Bank at the time, for card services, using this map, which gave me the idea. So anyway, that's data seeing the data, and we see it all the time now. So how did I get started in doing this? So in Y2K, I started my survival group. I went to my 8 best friends and said, listen, we almost died. Not really, because I was the webmaster. I knew the banks, we were good, but I'm like, we just almost died. Y2K. We need to have some kind of a community together. So I started it literally as a Y2K group, is what I call it. We searched around and we found a retreat area in 2002. And a lot of you guys know, I'm winking here, my retreat is Miami Beach, Florida. That's the best place to be. And just kind of wink there. And then 2006, we started thinking, who is around us? What items, what resources do we have around us? In 2006, we started doing research around us with a mile walking in all directions. Then we went 2 miles walking. Then we started meeting people. We wanted to know what we were dealing with around our retreat. We did that in 2006. We didn't call it an area study map. We call it common sense is what we called it. But since, I've learned that that's what they kind of call it. So in 2011, I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. I wanted to do the same thing around my home in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, I had a lot of people around. We had our neighborhood, I had 123 homes. So I thought, I should become the homeowners president. And I did. I wasn't mean, okay? And then every time I sent them communications, I would say, hey, friend me on Facebook. Hey, follow me on Facebook. And, and they would. And then I had a 6x6 map posted in my bonus room on the wall, 6 foot by 6 foot of my neighborhood. and I would write on the houses, their names, how many kids they had, I mean, where they went to church, what resources. Then I would use sticky notes, for certain things, and I would cut sticky notes, and then it just became, it was a total mess. But for 3 years, I was tracking everything. I could tell when husbands and wives were fighting. I kid you not. I could tell when they bought guns, and I would mark all this stuff. Was it creepy? I don't know. No, it was just perseverance is what it was. And it became a nightmare to keep up. People moved, and I'm like, oh. And then I would literally cut a piece of paper and tape over that, so then I can write over it again. It became a nightmare. Then my sticky notes would sometimes fall down. I'm like, what the heck? So so I did that in 2011. So in 2017, I moved. I no longer needed that map. And so, I kind of just folded up, and I still have it, but no reason to open it. And then it was like, am I going to do this again for my new neighborhood? Well, my new neighborhood, or the area I live in, not really a neighborhood, but there is no homeowners association, so I can't do that. So I was dreading doing an area study of my new area. And I'm like, gosh, that took forever. It was really, I was not looking forward to it. But then I started using Google Earth, and I'm recording things and putting things on Google Earth. And then I'm like, I never felt good about it because it's Google, and the security was not, it's Google. And I'm like, man, this is, when I put my neighbor is a big fat jerk or something, I don't want that to get leaked out. I don't want that, whatever. And so I felt really bad, never felt comfortable doing it on Google Earth. And I learned how you can save the files down, but it was just not good. And that was always bothered me because I just didn't like the outcome of all this. So in 2022, I started creating some software where I could literally map people's names, their emails, their hobbies, their skills, their church, the way they voted, every single thing I could think of in a neighborhood. And I could click on the spot and it would tell me everything. That was for green. And then, red was for resources. Could be brick piles, sand piles, wood piles. And then, every color stood with something. And I created this. And I used this, and I showed people this back in, matter of fact, at Prepper Camp. I showed people this in 2022. And I didn't ever do anything with it because it was my data. It was too big of a pain to share with others. You literally had to, and I wanted everything offline. So I installed like a web server on my computer, and then I would go through the browser, through the web server, which you had to turn the web server on, all this. And it was not very friendly. It was very useful, but it's not something I could share. And I had people actually help me kind of do this. And I called it a neighborhood watch software. So let's do an example. I'm going to go through some information you may want to keep track, and we're going to use that by, I would say the majority of everyone here has probably read 1 Second After the trilogy there. So we're going to just go through like 10 things and then compare it to the books. I've read them many times. So we're going to just kind of do that. Hang with me here, and you'll get a good idea of the information that we probably want to keep. So you want to do a general look in your area, like your towns, communities, population centers. So 1 Second After took place in Black Mountain. Montreat was around it, Swannanoa, Old Fort, Bat Cave. I kid you not, these are old names around Black Mountain. You want to see what's going on, who the people are, population, all that around around that area. Then you kind of want to extend it out a little bit. You got Asheville, you got History. I mean, not History. You got Marion, you got Hickory, you got all these towns around us, and you just want to put this down and kind of record it. Then you want to go traveling routes. If you remember, Black Mountain had in the book, it had I-40 going right straight through there. And hang on one second. And it had literally a bypass right through there. And they never dreamed that people would just stop there to eat and see their little town. Then you need to know the land. So if you know Black Mountain, behind Black Mountain, there's only two ways getting into Black Mountain. That's east and west. They're not coming up from the north. They're not coming down from the south. If you go north of Black Mountain, you run into Mount Mitchell. There's no roads there. And south, there's only one road. You go, it's not a very good road. Maybe some people from Charlotte would go through there, but maybe not. Then population. Where's the population and where are they going to move to? These are things that you need to think about as you build your map, as you build your data. We're going to speed up here a little bit. And critical, what infrastructure? Black Mountain, they shared a big lake with Asheville, and Asheville wanted to get all the water. And so you need to, the good thing about monitoring Black Mountain, they had streams and creeks everywhere. So, okay, you just need to map that. And then local government, good thing about small cities like that, you would know, the fire department and the police department. You want to write these things down, where they're located, who the people that there. Public safety, who's first responders, where's the local hospitals? These are all things that you need to know. And you're like, well, I know all that. Well, when you're under stress and pressure and you're going to try to get to a hospital down a main road, you might need to rethink that, because that could be a dangerous situation. Local, the economy, resources, what food banks, where, I think it was at the fire station, they were, feeding people. But the books, the book actually helps you think through putting together an area study. What's the risk? Their risk, they didn't know that people were going to be walking from Charlotte through Hickory, through Old Fort to get to Asheville to the mountains because they thought it was safety. They never dreamed that. That's things that we need to think about beforehand. So what things do we need to put in there? Things like who's got a fence, who has a full drive, ham radio operators, wells, all this stuff that you can actually put in a map. Now, the way I did it in the old days was literally by printing out this 6x6 map and putting it up on the wall. And it's a lot of information. Well, the difference between owning the map, like I had, first of all, I couldn't take it to a friend's house. That's kind of hard. They have, I wouldn't want them to see my information as well. That was another thing. But there's a difference between a map and what I had. I would have, instead of just roads, I had choke points. Instead of rivers, because that's where people go to get water, I had creeks, I had streams, I had springs. Instead of, I knew the population around me, bridges, bottlenecks, power lines, all this stuff. A regular map shows what exists. An area study map shows what matters. Okay. So for military, they used it, and they got to get a tactical advantage, to look at their risk, how mobile they're going to be, how they're going to get their supplies in. We can think this way as well as civilians, but we're civilians. And so some of the terms that people were using that teach us, we're using terms. I'm like, what? I don't know what an AO is. I know what my home base is. That makes sense to me. I knew the terms. I knew because I'm a civilian. Even I was in the military and we never used some of the terms. Of course, I was Air Force, so you can make fun of that. That's fine. So what you don't want to do is put it on Google Documents. You don't want your information out there. All that's recorded. You don't want to share it on Google, Facebook. You don't want to, put any of your plans anywhere on the internet. It's Operation Security. I have some choice words for some neighbors. I'm like, don't like them. They're rude. Their kids are bad, or whatever it is. I don't want anyone to see that, even accidentally, or if I get hacked. So I just said, this needs to be offline 100%. So key takeaways: better intelligence leads to better decisions. Understanding the risk before you prepare. So if you see your area and you know what to prepare for, it helps you better focus on what you need to focus on. Preparation only works if it's ready. If you're ready, so if you have it all in a notebook, you can see it. And preparedness starts with you. Don't let anyone else be in charge of that. Everyone needs to do an area study map for themselves. It isn't just personal preps or a binder on the shelf. It's about gathering information and sharing it with others. Build your tribe. You need to have a tribe of people, and you need to build it together, but also have individual ones as well. And this is one of the most important steps. I always said the most important preparation you can do is being in a group. Number 2 would be probably a study. And then number 3, you can go through the water and all this kind of stuff, but you got to have a group. People die by themselves. And the lone wolves don't survive. There are some great manuals and books. Of course, the first one was, of course, started by the military, FM 34-36. Then you got the Area Intelligence Handbook, and then your Green Beret Area Study Workbook. So this stuff is not rocket science. It's not new. And there's information out there to get more information. So if you don't mind, I'm going to show you what I've put together. And we'll go right. Remove. Didn't want to do that. So here's the website, and some very key points. Why am I showing you a website? So some very key points here. One, it says your area, your intel, your control. I want you to know that 100%, I've done an audit right here. I want you to see the audit that we've produced. Your data stays on your computer, period. All the data that you put into this software never leaves your computer. Here is a complete audit of everything that we do, everything we use, the sites we use, and then how the data is used. What we do not do. No user accounts login required. All this stuff. So this is a complete audit. Read through that if you have any questions. Literally, it goes through everything. The features, so some of the things that we have, it looks like this. And this is a game changer. This makes things so much easier. Some of the things that we have listed in this, there's live data that you can view and mark, and you can download. Then you can put all your own points anywhere in the world you want to put them in. And it's all stored on only your computer. So we have police stations, fire stations, hospitals, substations, water treatment, dams, bridges, power grids, sheriff offices, hardware stores, grocery stores, gun stores, gas stations, fuel, pharmacies, wells and springs, fire hydrants, churches, schools, libraries, camps, grounds. And all this stuff is being pulled in your area. You don't bring it all at once, way too much data. We're going to go through and show you all these. Cell towers, FM and AM broadcasts, ham repeaters, GMR repeaters, SDR, HF beacons, mesh-tastic nodes, NOAA weather. You can click on some of them and literally listen to it. Again, some of it you need as you're building your map. You need the internet. But anytime you could unplug it, go offline, and as you save this, it's all on your computer in your map. Flood zones, webcams, flights, earthquakes, super sites, Superfund sites, no weather. I mean, every military flights, hiking trails, helicopters, weather alerts, all this stuff is in this app. Some of the features is offline. It is totally offline. Once you build it online, if you want to build it online, you can totally keep it offline all the time. Local data storage. You can map and put pins there. You got categories, you got notes, you can do drawings and sketches, you can export a zone and give it to someone in your group. It's a PWA, progressive web app. Do your research on that. All this data on this is stored, so it's done through a browser. That means it works on any computer or phone or tablet. Updates without data loss, design privacy, live tools. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's like everything that I've ever dreamed of is in this. So so you install it. You'll put a activation code in. You'll create a pin. That pin is yours. That's no one else's. That's your pin because it's protecting your data. Once you put the pin in, you come to the map. This is what it looks like right here. And so you can zoom out, zoom in. You can change up to, all these different maps. You can do street maps. You can do satellite maps. You can do a hybrid. You can do topo. You can do dark. You can do night lights and terrain. So we're going to go back to street maps and we're going to use that. All these can be saved offline. You don't need the entire world. All you need is your area. And you could save your area of up to 2 miles, 4 miles, up to 60 miles around your area. You can actually do more, but it takes a lot of storage space. So first thing we're going to do is set our home territory. So let's set our home territory. Let's say that we have a retreat right here. Does that look fun? Right here in this road in that cul-de-sac. That is where our retreat is. So let's mark this, and I'm going to edit this and call this Home 2. I'm going to save it just to do a few things. I'm going to get rid of this. Then I'm going to add a data point. We're going to add a people. We're going to add a name. Yep. And then we're going to go down here. We're going to call this Garvin's Home. You can upload images. You can upload files. You can put notes here. We're going to hit save. Okay. We'll go back out. Now, where's the mark? Well, we have to actually go over here and check it for it to show up. So right there, as you can see, it says Garvin's Home. I've marked that place right there as my home. I don't see a house there or anything. I could probably go to topo and see if there's any buildings there. It doesn't show any satellite. Oh yeah, look at that sweet house I have. I'm going to move it because I was a little off. We're just going to move it just a little bit there. We'll go back to the street map. Sometimes it's easier to see. So there is our home retreat. So right there. So I'm going to save this as my home. So I'm going to go right down here. I can go over here as well. But I'm going to go right here and I'm going to say save. I'm going to do Garvin's Home. That's what we'll call it. We'll save. So now it's over here. You see where it says home views. Now we have other views. Check what happens when I pick out another view. Let's go to Prepper Camp. It takes me to Prepper Camp. Let's take me to whatever home this was. You can see I've done some demos here. But this one was Garvin's Home. So we'll go back to there. And now I can build out this map by marking things. I can mark infrastructure. I can mark threats, natural resources, securities, communications, anything I want. So let's mark a friend's house. So let us go right here. He lives right here. We'll put him right here. And we're going to say Doug lives here. Doug's house. I'm going to save it. Again, I'm going to get rid of this for right now. I'm going to add data, demographics. That is his name. So we'll go to his name. We'll go to Doug. And you can see, you can do their kids, their religion, who they voted for, and you can add and edit every single thing I'm showing you. You can add and edit everything I'm showing you. And I'll show you that in a minute. So there's Doug's house. Oh, there he is. He showed up. So we're going to have some tools we're going to show you in a minute. So you can I don't want to see people. I want to see something else. And then, but you can control right here what you want to see. I meant to, sorry, right here. So right here is, I'm going to go down here so you can search right here. You can go, let's go somewhere else. Let me move and you'll see what I'm saying here. So, where was Doug's house? Just go here, type in Doug. Oh, there's Doug's house. It comes up. I'm searching all these categories. See the colors coordinated. I can pick just one. If I want to just one or just two categories, I can search them all. I'm going to search all. There's Doug's house. Where's Doug's house? Oh, there it is. It takes me right to Doug's house. It did a search for me. So that is that. We're going to go on down. OSINT tools is I use this for my privacy and security course. And when I teach people on how to disappear and how to do research on people. Now, this is, I'll just take you there. So any type of research you want to do on people, places, things, it's right here. You can search people by their username, by their email, by their domain name. So let's do email, and you could do an email search. And these are search engines for email addresses that will help you find someone's email address. If you want to search someone by their instant messenger name, you can do that. This is, you want to search the dark web. You can go right here and click on these things that will help you search. These are tools that we use at my company to find people and information. You won't find these a lot of places. Phone numbers, all the different places you can find phone numbers. Dating apps. You want to look at some dating apps and you're looking for an individual, right here, you can use this to find people on the dating apps. I added this. It's so much fun, and my students like it in my privacy course that I've added it here. That's brand new that I just added. Then we have a full-fledged notebook in here. The notebook you can type notes. You can post photos. Let's add a new note. So you can see it's HTML rich. You can put it to a category. You title it. You can do anything. I mean, it's just, imagine like a word processor with a directory right here. Then we also, inside this notebook, I've added some things. I've added contacts. So you can go in here and add contacts. All the information about Rick. You can add a new contact. All this information is stored on your computer. So you can add Rick. You can connect this to Rick's house if you want to. Then how about officials? Like you want, here you can do mayor, city council, police, fire chief, county. You can do county commissioner, sheriff, state. You can do governor. You can put all information you want in there. Federal. You can do emergency numbers. You can see I've already got some pre-filled out here. Medical, any important numbers that you feel necessary, you can come, and this was it's almost like a contact list, but you control it. All the information stored on your local computer. That's the notebook. And you can it's endless what you can put in there. Okay, field notes is when you want to draw on the map some fields. So let me go back to Garvin's home here. We'll go to field notes. We'll bring that up. And I want to start drawing. So let's see, so we can, let's see here. Sorry, I hear some stuff. So you can sit here and do freehand draw. Like here's my track to his house. You can, oh, I got to show that I did the track there. You can type on the page. You can put little icons if you want to put little icons on the page. You can, you're just drawing on a map is all you're doing, and it can save it, and you can put it into the different categories as well. So I'm going to clear this. But because there's so much more powerful stuff that we're going to go through here in a second. This is going to be awesome. We're getting there. Okay. So that's field notes. Now let's look at, you can do all the different home views. So you can have a work view. Oh, I know what's going on. I hear myself on the phone as I was testing. So we went to Mint 1. We'll go back to Rick's house. There's Rick's house. We'll go to, so that could be work, could be grandma's house. You can go back to your house, okay? Now we have control center down here at the bottom here. We have resources. I'm going to go through this kind of quick because I know you guys are going to have some questions. Resources is, so here are links to things you might want to get information about before the grid goes down. Drought, power outage maps. Some of these we can't bring in, and we're getting to the powerful stuff. Crime map, that costs money, so I don't have that linked in here. Partners, discounts, news, all this stuff will populate and fill in. Settings, everyone has settings. You can do light mode, you can do dark mode. What street do you want to start with? You want to start with street, satellite, hybrid, terrain. You pick the map that you want every time you come. Tells you what kind of access you have. I have lifetime access. Updates. When it's updated, it will be right here. This will be flashing. You say, oh, there's an update. Manage offline maps. This is really cool. Excuse me. You can click here and you can zoom in how much you want to manage and don't want to manage. And just know it will tell you exactly how many megs it will be and all that. I'm not going to do that right now. So it tells you exactly that little bit is 1.5 megs. It's 100 tiles. So if you go in here, there's little tiles. You see all them little tiles? I'm not sure if you can see them, but that's what you're saving. So so you can, before you do it, you can check and find out. You can download it and it will be offline for everything that you do, which is totally crazy. Amazing. Okay, let's keep going here. Check for updates. We did off map. Oh, so you need to back up your information. Always save your stuff. You can, this is a reminder, remind me every 6 hours, every 12 hours, or you can set it the more you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this and lose your data. And we've yet to lose the data, but I want you to be 100% safe. Put it on a thumb drive or whatever you want to do. And you can save it. Okay. You can disable reminders if you want to. You can do a full backup here, and meaning on the thumb drive, and you can take it to another computer and install it on that computer. Your same information. You can restore. That would be restore. You can export your data in PDF reports and print them out. You can share sites. So let's say that were my home that I did over there by the river. I want to save that and share that with people that are in my survival group, or Prepper Camp. We all go to Prepper Camp and we have all the different data points. We can all post that and share that and add to that. So you can share it, and then you can also import it into yours as well. If you want to contact support, just click right there, contact. Manage your different sites. This is all your different data points in your thing. So if you don't, there's Doug's house we just created, my house, whatever. If I wanted to go right here and delete this one, I can go right here and, site 7, that was a mistake. I can delete that. You can also do it on the front end, but this actually gives you all your data right there. And then let's see what else we got. You can change your PIN. So because your PIN is for you. You don't want other people to see this unless it's, maybe another family member. Then there's clear all your data. Why do you have that? Well, we've done that so many times. I'm showing demos. Boom, I'll clear all the data and start all out. And then I have a button right here. And this button, let me see if I got, let me see. I'm going to remove this real quick and reshare it. Let me see here. Okay. I'm not sure this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. Let me, add to stage. Okay. We're going to try it, see if the panic button works or not. This is when all hope has been lost and you don't know what else to do and you need some encouragement. You click the panic button. And then Rick Ashley plays. You cannot be sad when Rick Ashley plays. I'm just saying, I'm not sure y'all can hear this, but he's never going to give you up. Or so anyway, that is the panic button. Okay, now that I show you that, let's go back out to here. Now I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. Okay, what else we got down here? Hey, that's settings, helps, documents. So right here, we have a whole tutorial on get started, everything, a lot of the different things that you need to know, can learn. We have developer log of what we've done and when we've done it, in a sense, the different versions, developer notes. I have developer notes up here. When we add stuff, I'll put it up here. One weekend I added all this stuff here. And I'll put it there and you can see what's new. That's when you're connected. If you're not connected, you're not getting these updates. So, and that's fine. That's totally fine. So that's in documentation and help. Then your stats. We click on your stats. This is kind of lets you know what you've got going on. I've got 20 sites marked. You got 10 different homes saved over here. It shows you how much data you're taking up. All the information this is like a snapshot of what you have in this account right now. It's just helpful, especially if, I now have my machine has 2 terabytes. We're not so worried about this now, but you may be. So, but it tells you everything that you have marked and not marked in there. Okay. So then I told you everything is customizable. Let me just show you here. So if you look right here, see these right here, it has all these. I'm going to, all these fields here. These are all customizable, and the drop downs are. All these are customizable. So we'll go down here to manage fields. Here are the fields I showed you. And here's the drop down fields I have. So if I don't like the name threats, I can click right here and rename it. You can name it to whatever you want to name it. You can change the color. Then you're like, well, I don't like, this. I don't like, temp. What the heck is temp? So you can click here. You can change the name. You can change whatever you want to. It's all, I don't want that a drop down box. I want that a check box, a date, everything. I don't want to change the color. Everything is 100% customizable. See, I just changed the custom. And then you can add more categories everywhere. So every pin drop that you do, you can relabel every single one of them. The top one, even down to the smaller ones. Like here's one, and inside here, there's 3. You can rename and create that on every single one of them. Okay? So everything, when I say everything's customizable, it is when it comes to all your information. You might not like resources. You might like stuff. You might not like infrastructure. You might want to put something else there. So now let me show you some of the live data. Now, and some of the live data, just know that we are relying on other sources to bring this to our computer. We can't control it. And we have to be a little patient because sometimes it takes a long time. And you'll figure out the system of like, okay, I'm zoomed out too far. That's too much information. I'm zoomed out too too much. So I can't even see if they're listed. So This is going to knock your socks off. First of all, let's go to, we got our two houses right here. I want to know what elevation I'm. So I click this top one. It's called point information. So right there, my house right there is at 719 feet. There's the latitude and longitude. There's the military points. There's the local time. There's the sun up and sunset right there. Now I can come over here. I'm at 719. Let's see what Doug's at. Doug's at, 951. Doug's a lot higher than I am. Oh, you're saying, well, it's not exactly. Well, I can also move it, and click exactly on his little thing there. So, but yes, so he's much higher than I am. So that's info. That all that does is tell you anywhere on the map what the elevation, what the coordinates are, and the time and all that. The next one is line of sight. If you're a ham radio operator, use radios. This is so valuable. It's crazy. So I'm going to click here, my house, and then I want to talk to Doug over here. We don't have line of sight. See how it built the terrain between our two houses? So it tells me right here, Doug is 2.26 miles away. And we have some hills, some major hills that we just can't overcome. Well, let's just say maybe I put up 100-foot antenna. That's still not high enough. See how I raised my point there? Let's say that Doug put up a 200-foot antenna. So we probably then can talk. And so that tells you from the A and the B, we can raise and lower that, because we know you have an antenna on a house, could be like 25 feet above the house, could be 30 feet in front of the house, above the house. Or you could go to a hill that's near your house and you can, I know I'm there, but my antenna's right here. And see, big difference between there. Let's go over this way. Oh my goodness. So what we just learned here, the closer I get to the water, the less, which makes sense. So we don't need that 200 antenna, because that's just about impossible. He has a 30-foot antenna, but what if he had his antenna over here now? Boom. My 100-foot antenna, his 30-foot antenna, we're talking line of sight. So see how that's helpful and if you have to march over there, look what you got to go through. So that's very helpful. Let's go to the next. There's so many cool things. I just got to keep going. So this is the weather. So you can do, I'm going to zoom out on this. It tells me right now it's 55 degrees. Wherever I didn't mean to do that. Wherever the center of your screen is. Let's go back to weather. Tells you your weather, but let's scroll out. Okay, we want to see any rain around. There's some rain. Again, this is live data. This doesn't really help you with your planning, but it's really cool. Clouds, you can look at the clouds. Okay, let's get rid of them. Temperatures, you can, there's the temperature heat map. Wind alerts. Now, this is kind of cool. Let's see if there's any alerts. Okay, here's an alert right here. Let's see what this is. Whoops. There's a flood warning right there. Outside of St. Louis. Any other? Here's some down here. See what we got down here. Special marine warning. Okay. So it brings in alerts. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So that is the weather. Just helps you with maybe some planning or whatever. So let's keep going. Let's get rid of the weather. Here's some distance. So let's go back to right here. We already know the distance, but let's just pretend we don't. We go from here to here. Tells us the distance, 2.26 miles. You can freehand it. Let's clear. Let's see if I want the area of, and how much area is this right here around my house? There's 27.15 acres of land. You can do it freehand. You can do it in miles or meters. Tells you the military coordinates there of each one that I pushed there. And you can just, do all kinds of things with this. Okay. But that's a measuring tool, measures everything you could possibly dream of. And it does have freehand as well. Okay. So let's keep going. There's just so much here. So let's get back to my house. Let's go Rick's. Now let's go to my house. Okay, I need to do demographics. Sorry, there we go. So right here, I want to estimate the population around me. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to drag out. That's 1.5 miles from where my house is. Let's see what the population is of that. Around 237 people. Holy moly. That's not bad, is it? Well, let's do that again. Let's do a bigger area. And this is coming. We're going to get both our houses. Let's see what the population is around here. And what this does, it literally goes to it's not an exact number. It goes to the U.S. Census, and then there's 8,000 people within that circle right there. And sometimes that's good information. Let's see what Doug has here. Again, estimate it around his house. Oh, 0. Dude living on an island. So let's keep going. This is something I dreamed. I mean, I saw a site, and it was called, I finally found it. It's called Nuke Site Map or something like that. It's on the internet. It's hard to find, but I found it. And I wanted to reconstruct the same thing because I used to love this thing. So this is a nuclear site map. So let's pick a nuclear bomb if it's coming our way. You can pick one of any of these, okay? So let's just pick this one. It's called a little boy. Let's do the Fat Man. That sounds good. We're going to do the Fat Man bomb. And let me zoom. Hang on. Before we do that, let me zoom out. And let's say they're going to hit Salisbury with the Fat Man. So I'm going to click here on Salisbury. And that's what the Fat Man nuclear bomb will do. Now, it has the fallout plume, but we need to adjust the weather because in North Carolina, the weather's more like that. The wind is. What's the wind? How fast is the wind? Where's it going? With the Fat Boy, so I really wouldn't be affected by that bomb if it hit Salisbury. But let's go to something bigger here. Let's go to the Trident. Ooh, now it's getting close there. And you can see, it tells you the heavy blast, moderate blast, all the pound, all this information is helpful. And then the plume, the radiation, where it's going to go because the air is blowing it. Well, today, it's blowing this. Oh, goodness, I'm screwed. Is that fun in games? It's just fun in games, but it's a lot of fun in games. And then you take some of the bigger ones and you put this that's not good. So winds are down some. You guys, you can play with that. You can do effective area. I would suggest don't do that for big maps. Let me show you the reason why. Let me go back to a smaller one, to Fat Boy, and let's do Salisbury. Well, let's don't even do Salisbury. Let's do right here, because when you do this, that goes to the census, and the more people, the longer it takes. So there's 11,500 people dying in that little blast right there. Okay, let's move on. I'm throwing bombs everywhere. Boom, boom. Don't mean to be. So let's get rid of that. PrepperNet groups. You want to know where PrepperNet groups are? United States, there they are. That's the little button that takes you to all PrepperNet groups. And it actually will tell you to go to preppernet.net to get more information. Whoops. I'm clicking. I'm just clicking happy. The next is little info. Now, these are somewhat dated, but there's still good information. All the jails around me. And that's a 10-mile radius from a jail. All the hospitals. Level 1 trauma centers, not all hospitals, not all of them, not urgent care centers, level 1 trauma centers. Military sites. Well, we'll have to scoot out here. There they are, Fort Bragg and Fayetteville, North Carolina. You can scoot out and see where all the military sites are. And then this one, nuclear power plants. Boom. And you can see, yeah, we're totally screwed. We're in some circles there. That's a 60-mile radius from all the nuclear power plants. And you can click on here, just like everything else, get information. Requires it, even when it comes to like hospitals, you can click on it, get the hospital name, all that information. But that is static. That is static built in the software. Now, but let me show you these layers. These layers, now this is where you got to get tricky here. So let's go over to our area here. This is our area. So I want to show all police stations. Now, again, this is pulling live. So I'm going to click here. It shows me two. There's two. Note, there's one police station right there. And you click on it, and it will show you the police station. Now, if you want this for offline, you can save it offline. And the instructions, it's not complicated, but you can save different maps, okay? And you can, so there's one police station. There's some more popping up. As you zoom out, more pop up. Okay, fire stations. Tell me we have a fire station. Yeah, we got a fire station. Shows you our fire stations, closest fire stations. This is all hospitals. This is going to probably be a lot of information. Sometimes, again, this stuff comes in. Sometimes it takes a minute. So it says fail to load. So if you're patient, they'll come in. Sometimes you just zoom in and zoom out. And then they'll usually sometimes come in. Sometimes they won't. Or that day, maybe they won't. Power stations. Here they are right here. Here's a power station. Well, that's the hospitals. Oh, see, the hospitals came in. My patience is lacking. Here's some power stations. Healing Spring Substation. High Rock Hydro. Okay. Then we go dams. And it shows you the dams right here. It tells you the dam. High Rock Dam. And you can see all the different dams. And shows you the dam right there. Hardware stores, grocery stores, gun stores, churches. There's probably a bunch of churches. Let's see. It's searching. And it will show you over here how many come up on the map. And sometimes, again, if you scroll in and scroll out, again, the more page, it just takes a minute, and sometimes we don't have a minute here, but just trust me. Schools. Oh, there they are. See, I didn't wait. Again, should have learned my lesson. Here's a church, right? Oh, there's one right near me. That's High Rock Baptist Church. Sweet. Schools, bridges, campgrounds, wells, fire hydrants, pharmaceuticals, libraries, gas station, propane, fuel, cell towers. Cell towers is, lighthouses. Yeah, okay. Let's show the lighthouses. Come on. Again, there we go. Boom. Cape Lookout. Ocracoke. Okay. We got, what? A lighthouse? Don't know anything about that one. Okay. Cell towers, hiking trails. Hiking trails is pretty cool. Let's go back to my home map here. I'm gonna go to Rick's and then back to home. Let's see if there's any hiking trails around me. Not showing any. I know there's some around. But anyway, there we go. Live, thousands. Yeah. That's the problem. It came up with over 1,000. Weather alerts, flood, FEMA, AM, FM, GMRS, mesh networks, webcams. So if you go to webcams, and let's go to the Charlotte area. Where's Charlotte? There we go. And you can, let's see if there's some webcams. You can click on that, And then boom, you can see the actual webcam live, one shot of it. Flights. Okay, let's see how flights are doing. There's a plane right there. It tells you all the information, altitude, longitude, everything about that plane. And you can see all the planes right now over Charlotte. There's 13 planes over Charlotte right now. Now, how many is going to bring up? 21 planes. Okay, let's get rid of the planes. Military flights. Let's see if we can find any military flights. Well, there's one right there. Don't know what that is. There's one. Sometimes you can tell what kind of airplane that is and all that stuff. Helicopters. There's more showing up. See, I'm never patient enough. Helicopters. There's helicopters everywhere. Tells you about the helicopters. Okay, earthquakes. Let's get rid of that. See if there's been any earthquakes here lately. Is that an earthquake? There's an earthquake? Where is that? Oh, that's in Tennessee. So there's an earthquake in Tennessee right there. Weather stations. Now, this is kind of cool. Weather stations. The way you can see if you like your emergency radio stations and stuff. Let's go down here to here. Because Charlotte doesn't work like this. But check this out. There's the weather station. And you can click this. And you wait a second. And you wait another second. And another second. Anyway, you can listen to it. But you can't right now. So again, this is out. This one doesn't have a live listen. There's sites you can go to. But this one, it did. And it still didn't play. No. Not sure if you guys can hear that. Okay, radiation monitor, so you can see if there's radiation and power grid lines. Now let me go back to my home, and we're almost done, folks. Let me go back to Garvin's. So we want to see the power grids here. Let me get rid of that. Let me pull up. If there's a big old electrical line right there going across the dam. I can click on it. Whoops. Well, you kind of got to click on it. Sorry. And it will tell you exactly what it is. Transmission line in service. And it tells you the voltage right there. And you can scroll out and you can see the entire grid is there. The only thing I don't have right now are gas lines, and we're going to add that. We just haven't. In our next update, we will have gas lines. So then let's go back to my home here. And let's get rid of this. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Let's map out how we're going to get from our house, because we're going to have to walk to Wildcat Mountain. We're going to walk to Wildcat Mountain because we have some friends there. And we're going to do a rendezvous. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to plan my track. I'm going to click here. We're going to go here, 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 down this road. We're going to follow this power line. Let's do that. Yeah. Get across the creek somehow. And then we're going to go, we're going to jump across this creek. Then we're going to go here. So that builds it shows you your elevation, shows you your terrain you're going to go over. That's going to take 3 hours and 5 minutes to walk. And it's 7.16 miles. And we just built our path to when we're going to go to Wildcat Mountain. And you can do that before you go, of course, and you can then mark that out. But anyway, that's another tool that you can use, is creating your path to maybe your home retreat. And if you're walking it, and it tells you exactly the terrain you're going to go about and your walking miles right here. And you can see it has all the military coordinates. Some GPS might not work. It might work during a grid. So we don't know. We're at both of them. So, and you can search. So let's search for let's do 10 Pine Avenue, Spruce Pine, North Carolina. Okay, I lived somewhere near this a long time ago. So let's go there. Boom, it takes you right to we're at Pine Avenue, right there. This is Spruce Pine where I grew up. I grew up off that road a long time ago. And you just type the address in the best you can, and it tries to find it for you. And this town, I don't know if y'all remember, the town that got flooded and the train station, that was the train station right there. It's totally underwater. This little stream just totally, all this completely underwater last year during the flood. So anyway, I want to go back to my home. Again, you kind of got to click off and go. I'm not going to change that but there we go. And we're back to where we were. That's a lot of the features. There's some that I haven't showed you. Like for an example, if I wanted to, if I wanted to save a lot of the data, like hospitals, fire hydrants, bridges, I would get them all on this one map. And then I would do save current view. And it would save whatever the view is in the window that I can go to offline, and I can save it and come back to it offline. So you don't have to mark everything. So you can save different views. You can also save like all bridges and then save that bridges. Then you could save hospitals, fire stations, police stations, and you could save that as first responders or whatever, and you would save that, and all that would be marked. The little markings would be there, and you can then bring it up over here anytime you want it to view that, even offline. So there is live information that's pulled in, but all the information that you save, that you put in, is all stored offline. And if you want to read again about that, go and read the audit that we did on the security audit, and it will tell you and go through how it's built and the structure, the database, everything. But if you want more information all about that. So let me go back here. I'm going to remove that. Didn't mean to make me big. So that was the demo. So guys, I am selling this app. It is a lifetime access. I don't care. Listen, I built this for me. At no point did I ever built this to sell. Matter of fact, to sell this was a pain in the hiney. To get everything, to get activation codes, to make sure everything is offline. I had this thing working, and we've been, for a long time, and everybody's like, I want a copy, I'm like, oh. So there's a coupon, it's demo 150. If you want it, you can go to Area Study Map and buy it tonight. You will get a code. You put the code in there, then you fill your data, and then take it offline and prove me wrong that all your data is always working on your own computer. Now, if you want the live stuff, you do have to go and get the information and save it. But this is the new way of doing this. The archaic way of writing it down, getting transparencies, putting maps in a book, writing everything down. This is it power? Okay. First of all, if you're a prepper, you will have power. You should have power when the lights go out. If you don't, you've done something wrong. You weren't prepared. And we know, listen to Arthur Bradley, your computers and stuff will still work. Your solar panels will still work, according to Arthur Bradley, even if there's an EMP. So, and you can go and watch that interview if you want to. But guys, this is where you can visualize the data in your neighborhood and see what is going on. And it's $150. I had to make it enough where I created this thing. I have a what's it called? Some kind of developer. We did use AI to put this. I know there was an AI question in there. We used AI to put some of this together. Like, we didn't know how to put that point to point for radios, line of sight. And we used AI. We brought in all that data. It comes in live to save it. Guys, this is a lifetime license for $150. I would recommend everyone in your group buy one, and then y'all can share the information and work on your retreat and all the data points. It's $150 for the most information that you build, and it's always there. Now, one thing I do want to show you again. Sorry, let me remove this. Let me move this back over here to this. So this is my home retreat. Well, here is my work right there. I can build this out and work here. I can share this information with other people as well and not share my home retreat information. And it always stays there, no matter where you are on the map, wherever you go. So you can save just this area right here. Boom. You can mark this out, or you can, or whatever area you want to, this area. This could be work. I work right here. I don't, and you can save that, and that could be your work. And you're like, well, I want to go back to my home. Oh, there's my home. And you can see, and you have all your points marked here that you've put there and labeled things. Offline. Do it online, get ready for offline. So let me remove this, and I'm going to open this up to questions. I do want to say this, guys, because I know there's a lot of people in here going, dang, Forrest, this is kind of cool. What I am doing, so this is the most you'll get off is $50 off. I'm giving you literally $49. Okay, $49 off. Some of you guys might want to be an affiliate and sell this. And we're having a whole affiliate network set up where every time you refer someone, you make $40 and they get $40 off. You get $50 off tonight. But if you're interested in that, in promoting this with me, go to areastudymap.com/affiliate. If you're not interested, okay. But you could sell 10 of these is $400. So, but anyway, and all the information's there, but it's $150. You have to go there and buy it, and it goes through Stripe. So I have some comments here. How much of that is lost if computers running the app and no internet access? So if no internet access is all your information, all your notes, all your drawings, all your everything works except the live data that we just went through. And the live data is that one thing with all them toggles. Like, you cannot even get flights in there and that kind of stuff. But all that's the only thing that is not going to work when the internet's not working. Okay. Everything else works on your own computer. It literally installs an app. It's called a web app on your computer. Next question. Go FG. You need a video avatar to host it. These. Oh, okay. Is the AI powered? It's not AI powered. There's no AI in this at all at this point. We used AI to build some of the tools on here for sure. OpenClaw built this for our group and populated it. Okay. See Nomad. Well, I have Nomad, but it doesn't go in there and populate. You can't really do your points in there like this. But yes. Does this have 3D street map option? So I'm going to go back to the maps here. I'm going to remove this. We have, I don't have 3D. Maybe something we could do, but I mean, if you're doing 3D, that means you're near a city. Yeah, you better be mapping the crap out of that. But we have satellite, we have hybrid, we have topo, we have dark, we have light map, light map. Let me do light. You can kind of, but yes. So we don't have 3D. That probably might be too much information. And I would say that, 3D is only for, like, I've never seen it for any places I live, but maybe so, but we don't have it currently. Will this still be available on April 3rd yeah. The 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. Yes, it'll be available. Yes. I am, yes, it should be available. So let me go back to here, remove. So what kind of questions you guys got? Go ahead in the comments there, and you can ask any question. But yep. Maybe not a lot of questions. Maybe I did such a good job. But also you can, the coolest thing is we're going to build out Prepper Camp. I came in late. Is there a recording? Yes. Just come back to the PrepperNet YouTube channel. It'll be right there for always and forever. Yep. We're going to build out one for Prepper Camp where people can download it and install it in their own maps. Very cool software. Bet Terrace or us would love this too. They already have a lot of this stuff. I mean, the military's been doing this, but all this stuff, none of this stuff is secret. All the live data feeds I brought in, everyone in the world has access to that. It literally is public information. All this information is public. What new information and coming? Well, we've got some things that are coming out, and we're going to keep them secret at this time. We got some things that are going to blow people's mind. I just don't want it to get out right now because we're first to market with like an area study, and we're going to keep that advantage. So, but just stay tuned, and you'll see. Yes. So just stand by on that. But there's small things that we might add. I'm going to add the gas lines and things like that. But there's some couple 3 or 4 major features that we're going to keep. And yeah. So other questions or comments? I mean, what we have there is like 100 years ahead of what has been taught for the last 10 years. Literally going from crayons to digitally having it on a tablet. It's night and day. And I'll tell you this. A guy that promotes this, no one we know, but a guy that promotes this, and it's not one that wrote the book, but this guy promotes it. I guarantee you, he talks about this. I watched the video because he's talking about it. I guarantee this light comes on in your brain like this when you've actually done it manually. Until then, everyone else that have never done it manually, like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool. If you've done it manually, and that's why I know this particular person that teaches this, not anybody we know. Well, he's on YouTube. I guarantee you, and they print them out and they do that. I guarantee you, they have never done it themselves. Because when you do it yourself, you literally you're ready to shoot a family member. Because people move, you don't keep it up to date. It's hard to keep it up to date. You write stuff down, you go, what the heck does that mean? I know I wrote that, but what does it mean? What does 2 barbells mean? I have no idea what that means. Literally, I wrote that on map, and I'm like, what? Why did I write that? So that's why when people talk about this and they teach this, if you don't see their frustration and they're sitting there going, yeah, get your crayons out and just print this out and do your studying. They haven't done it. I've done it twice. And I'm just telling you, cool concept there. My hands made a version. We're working for fast. Yeah. If you've done it and you get, yeah, if you move, but, made versions. Yep. Yeah. If you've done it, this gentleman here, I guarantee you, he could tell you what a pain in the butt it is and then update it. And then you don't update it because it's such a pain. Then things change. You're like, what the heck? And if you haven't experienced that, and these teachers have not experienced that. I'm just saying. I've done this for 20 years. They have not done this. If they talk about you need to put this together and they show you how to do it. They've not done it themselves. Now they're all going to, maybe they've not, they don't care about me, but they're going to watch it. We did offer a trial period for my beta testers, but we're not doing that anymore. I mean, yeah, we're just not. Sorry. I mean, it works exactly the way I show it. And I'm going to do a webinar. Right now, I'm spending like thousands of dollars marketing this. Again, a month ago, I wasn't even going to sell this. So you can, if you look on social medias, you'll probably see an ad. And we're recruiting. I've hired an affiliate manager to get affiliates. We just signed up 2 huge people today. Huge. I mean, one of them has 900,000 followers. That's huge to me. The other one has about, I don't think he's 600,000, but yeah, they're big names. And they're going to be, I gave them a free copy. Affiliates don't get a free copy, but if you had 1 million people following you, get a free copy. It's $150. You can earn a free copy by referring people, for sure. But yes, and so I've actually have hired 2 people. The sales on this has been going crazy, guys. I hope you guys like it. I appreciate your time. And yeah. Any other comments or questions? I'm here. I'm here for you. We're going to have another webinar in 2 weeks. I think it's after Easter Monday. It's going to be on Tuesday night. And not seeing any questions. I'm going to let you guys go. Hey, it's airstudymap.com. And it is, go read. I have a white paper that you can sign up for. And here's the problem with the white paper, and I apologize if you've signed up to get it. We've updated it so much. We've got to change the whole thing. So what we've done is we've stopped all updates for a period of time. We got like a bunch of updates that I could release right now, but we want to catch up with the updates we've done. And then we're going to do a release every so often. I've never done software before, guys. I mean, really, I just knew that it was a pain in the ass or not the old way I was doing it. And I knew I had to come up with a different way. And again, I created this months and months ago. And then Beth saw it, and then Tom saw it, and then Joe saw it, and because I showed it to him, and then people in my group saw it, and everyone in my group sees it. We're creating you. It's insane. So I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to just let you guys go. Thanks. I've seen a bunch of orders come through, and that's fine. But thank you guys for joining me. Share this, and I don't even know what I think I'm sending this to PrepperNet. So we're rebranding and changing everything. This is going to be its own company, and we've got another piece of software that we're putting together as well, that is going to complement this, especially for survival groups like no other software you've ever seen before. So anyway, guys, hey, thank you for spending the evening Monday night with me. Not much going on anyway, no basketball, except maybe women's, but never mind. But anyway, yeah, and hey, again, affiliates, if you want, hey, love to have you. You make, $40 every time. They get your people that you refer will get $40 discount, and you will make $40. And so anyway, if you're interested, go and sign up. God bless you guys. You guys take care. You're the best. Bye-bye.